So it's going to be Tristan and Nami versus Leona and Caitlyn. It's a really, really scary lane for you early. You'll start to be able to insta-gib Caitlyn around level 6, assuming Nami hits her spells. So, pretty hard assumption. I don't ever assume that the sooner you get into the assumption that your team is just not going to be able to help you, the better off you are going to be. Play around the fact that your team is always just going to be worse. So play a little bit extra defensive, a little bit more careful than you normally would. And when they do great things, that's awesome. Never say anything to them. Don't ever bring up that you think that they're going to perform worse. I mean, you always want to hope that your team is performing well, of course. But if you just play extra passively, assuming that they're going to miss the bubble, assuming that they're going to miss something, you're not going to be disappointed when they do, and you're going to keep yourself in a safe spot. Because if you put yourself in a really bad spot for a kill or something, and they miss and you end up dying for it, it's your fault for going in on the first place, not their fault for missing the bubble. It is a team game, so it's both of your faults, but you can't blame them for it when you decided to make that call. I would say late mid game. So around level 10 to 14, Caitlyn will start to outscale you again. So you should have the advantage around 6 to 10. She'll have the advantages before that, especially with Leona in the lane. But after 14, 15, you should be able to crush Caitlyn. Especially if you stay even in this lane, that is perfect. All you have to do is CS to win. And once Tristana gets her 3 core items, it's just bad news bears. Alright, let's take a look at their summoner spells. Looks like a lot more standard this game. Garen and Kennen are both running Ignite, which is actually really good for you. Them having Exhaust puts you in a lot worse of a position. But everyone on their team is extremely kiteable for you. It's all going to be about positioning. Make sure you stay as far away as you can. Doing the attack walk is a skill that you definitely need to use and practice all the time. Because there's no reason you should ever run closer to an enemy to attack them when you can A, walk away and you'll automatically hit near them. So just use your jump to reposition as long as you don't go super aggressive onto them, because they have a really instant turn team. If you jump anywhere near Leona or Garen or someone, they can instantly turn on you and delete you. Is what's going to happen there. We're on blue side again. Pretty standard start, Doran's Blade Potion. Wow. She wants to go start blue buff as well.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
That's weird. So something that you don't want to do is put your point into explosive shot right now. You still have a minute before minions spawn. It's a long time for them to be able to come invade and gank you. I usually do level my explosive shot first. So
30 seconds until minions
it is a
spawn.
good thing to have it right now at level 1, but before minions have spawned, before you're even attacking anything, you want to save the point, because if they do invade you, you don't want to have to waste your flash when you could have just leveled rocket jump and jumped away. So food for thought. Remember, you can control and QWER, and that will actually level up your ability. So I use my pinky to press it down. I'm sure you can change the hotkeys of it too. Like, I do know one friend who uses the F1, F2, F3, F4 to level up his abilities. So in very certain situations, like it is a really situational thing, but saving a point and then instantly leveling it and using it, or if you level up at a certain point, being able to instantly level up and go in for a kill or whatever it is a really good ability and trick to have. And as I said, if they didn't invade there, you'd much rather have rocket jump to get away from that than have to waste your flash if you can't just walk away. They actually missed their first creep. That's really good for you guys. I would push this a bit harder. Oh, what is Nami doing? You guys should be pretty aggressive here, because you will hit level 2 before them, so I don't know why your Nami is going to the bathroom, maybe? Her pizza arrived? Oh, that's so dumb. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't even go for these creeps right here. Just stay back in this area and wait for them to come to you. And this will happen. This happens at my elo as well, so don't be like afraid to queue up just because people are going AFK or something. That was incredible. That was so good for you guys. Good flash. You got 5 seconds on your jump. Make sure you use your potion. You want to use your potion like as soon as the fight starts as well. It's something that I've been having a really big problem with lately myself. But that extra couple hundred hit points can make all of the difference. Good dodge. Don't tank these minions. Nope, you're dead. Oh, that level! That level. Don't stay. Yeah, you didn't need to stay there to try to set that up. There was no reason to, because they were already wanting to go in on you, so you shouldn't have taken that extra minion damage. And you should not stay here. You want to go back and buy before Caitlyn comes back. With how many minions they have here at this point, that actually gives them a really big advantage, which is why you wanted to go back a little bit sooner. Because if Caitlyn knows how to freeze a lane, and just because you're in bronze, that does not mean that they don't know how to freeze or hold a lane at a certain position. Oh yeah, they are pushing it, so you're good. But she could easily put you in a spot where you can't farm anything at all. You jumped a little bit early there. You want to make sure that you just walk up to him so you can land your rocket jump, since it has such a large slow. Another reason why it would have been good to wait is because if Nami overextended like that, there's a very good chance that they would have jumped on Nami to try to fight her. A, giving you the chance to jump onto them, and B, putting Evelyn in even a stronger position than where she was. Nice bubble. Your explosive shot is a lot more important than your rapid fire. And if you're in range to get an explosive shot, you're in range to get an auto attack as well. So you can actually auto attack explosive shot at the same time. As soon as the cannonball goes out from your auto attack, you can do the explosive shot, which is called animation canceling, so you don't have to go through the full animation to cancel it by your spell. He's gonna die here. Oh. So even one auto attack is enough to make a difference in the lane here. You can just hang out for a moment. They're still pushing, so you know that the minions will be coming your way soon enough. And you just have to remember, especially at this point in the game, minions are the only thing that matter. If you feel like you need to rapid fire to get a creep, don't be afraid to. You did hit all of those, but rapid fire is completely free. Let's go over that fight again. So first priority here. First priority, always against an AD lane who is running heal. Get your explosive shot onto her. I do think that she got her heal off before you put explosive shot. A little bit close. One more time. I think you were also still exhausted when you used your ultimate, so you lost a little bit of damage there. It might have gotten off, but really, really close either way. I would not have jumped onto her. Because of the exhaust is really the big thing there. If you had just played back here, played passively for a moment longer, you know, wait for the exhaust, wait for everything, Nami, Tristana have amazing, amazing escape. What you could have done there is immediately ulted Caitlyn just to get her away so you could prevent as much damage as possible to yourself, and then you and Nami can back off. Leona can't sustain, she can't heal Caitlyn or yourself, so you can be hitting Leona for a little bit there while you're backing off, and Caitlyn's knocked away with your ultimate. And then you can use Nami's sustain, her heal. She's leveling her her Q, which is her bubble. So you don't have too much sustain, but it is enough to make it relevant for you. Another reason you don't want to all in like that, regardless of her having exhaust or doing well CCing you out, is because you went for a Zeal. Zeal is a really, really weak item to duel people with. So you don't want to force all-in fights with a Zeal. You just want to poke. You want to hit them a couple of times and you just want to back off and let Nami sustain you up. Nami's doing crazy things. Yeah, just gotta let her die there. There's nothing you can do. You're getting close to your Shiv. Once you have Shiv, your lane will be a lot safer since you can just shove the wave super quick and then back off. But you definitely don't want to be fighting at this point in time. Don't forget to use rapid fire, just to help you CS. Jump away. Good. Then we just back out. Oh, if Eve had stayed on that. Her ult just came up too. That's not good. She would have won that fight if she had been there when Nami landed the bubble. Very nice. Now we're making the plays. Rapid fire for the creeps. That's when you want to jump on. Good job. I would push out this wave, use your rapid fire, and go back to buy your Shiv. Because you need it as quick as you can. Definitely go back here. Get that Shiv. You should have the gold for it. Yeah, you do. Completing the item is a really, really big deal for Tristana. Don't fight them. Yeah, as I said, just go back. You need to get that shiv. All you want is that shiv so you can keep farming.
Killing spree.
There's just... You definitely should have gone back for the shiv before Leona got to lane, because now when you go back they can probably take your turret.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Good dodge.
Shut down. Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Make sure you ping missing. Go back. Get your shiv. You just push out the wave again. Now's the perfect time. Even with Evelyn there, I would still go back. Don't forget to prop your rapid fire to clear wards. Yeah, that was overstaying. No reason to keep pushing up. You should have been back for your ship though, the instant you could purchase it. That was a really silly mistake. Yeah, once your tower's gone, there's no reason to defend nothing. So I'm not sure why Nami's doing silly things like that. Where's your Diana? Oh, she's middle. That was a really good dragon, actually, considering how many Diana was able to keep there.
Team slain the dragon. Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Good work. You have plenty of wards here to just keep pushing for a minute. Your next big buy is a BF sword, or should be a BF sword. You do have the gold for it now, so I would go back for it. You don't ever want to sit on gold, because gold in your pocket doesn't do anything for you.
Been destroyed.
Oh, that bubble. Definitely don't want to get stunned or by cannon or caught by Leona right now. Oh, you got him. Oh, so close. And you got Yi though. Not even Diana, that's funny.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
So, just to clarify what I'm saying about sitting on too much gold though, it is good to make sure you have enough gold for major items. Like, I do stay for things like if I'm another 200 gold away from, say, a static shiv or infinity edge, then I would like to stay out and get that extra gold just to finish it up. But when you have something like a BF sword in gold in your inventory, it's a huge amount of attack damage, 50 attack damage, that you're not using. I wouldn't use your jump for damage on wraiths. Not this far into the game when it's only rank 1. The cooldown is just a little bit too long, and the benefit is very little. But as for sitting on gold, as I said, if you can complete items, having a Zeal and an Avarice Blade is really nothing. It doesn't help you in lane at all. It doesn't really do anything more, anything beneficial to you. You have a okay crit chance, and you have a little bit more attack speed, but compared to the static shiv passive itself, that's a huge deal. Don't forget to use your jump to reposition. That was the perfect distance for it too, but you could have gotten at least one more jump. You were in a pretty good position. We got the first one. Start off hitting E. Now I would jump away. Instead of ulting there, I probably would have jumped down a little bit farther and then ulted right after. But that jump was excellent. It's a really good play by you and Diana there to finish cleaning up and getting out. The only reason I say to delay your ultimate there is because... that was the Wraith play you were talking about. Let me see. Oh, if you had finished it, you would have lived, because it would have healed you. But yeah, back to this. You ulted Garen into the brush, and that means that you walked towards him. And walking closer that way was not a good thing for you. You and Caitlyn are actually pretty close on items. She's got about 800 gold more than you. So that's not too bad, considering Caitlyn. You're starting to reach a pretty strong point in your game. Once you finish that Infinity Edge, and then once you finish the Last Whisper, you'll easily have the damage to start being able to carry the game in these team fights. So it all just depends on how many levels you get, how quickly you can get the levels to max out your range. The flash was worth it. Yeah, once you got Kennen's flash, could have just backed out of it there. what you get out of people is just as important as actually killing them. Like, sure, if they're dead then they have nothing, but if they use a flash, that's a 5-minute cooldown. That means you can kill them next time. If they use an ignite or an ultimate, you know, 60 seconds to 3 minutes. Your team actually has really, really good pressure on the enemy. Because of all the dragons that you've acquired this game, you're pretty even in gold despite being down 10 kills. So, and that's why you can't use kills to determine who's winning the game. Sure, they're ahead by a couple thousand, but 2,000 when you have 40,000 on a team isn't that much. So it's really important to keep your team's spirits up. Just keep focusing on objectives and what you can do. Definitely go back. Yeah, don't go fight here. You don't want to fight. You want to go back and pick up Infinity Edge. Completing items is the best thing that you can do. Especially as Tristana, because you need to reach the late game. Go back. You can't fight over that dragon either. Just people getting caught out one at a time there. I assume Nami's gonna fall as well. Did she kill you too? Oh, she did. That was really close, actually. That fight went a lot better than I thought. I'm surprised Gnar didn't get his transform off. Because that definitely would have made the difference. If you had gone and bought your Infinity Edge though, that would have easily made the difference in that fight there. Especially since you already have the Shiv. Don't be too afraid of Leona here. You definitely want to fight her. Everyone else is really far away and you have your Nami close. I would back out of this. That was just Gnar being dumb. I would have just gotten your entire team. I would have paid to go back like 3-4 times and I would have gone bottom to go clear out that wave. Always look for that next piece of farm. And at this point in the game, you never want to sit bottom. Evelynn especially should never ever be bottom since she has the smite. But if you are going to go bottom, you clear the wave and you back out. You don't want to give them the free chance to do Baron. Caitlyn went for a Hurricane. Silly. Jump away from that for sure. You already jumped. Yeah, first instinct, the instant you see EE walk around the corner, jump away from him. Because you know what he's going to do. If you can if you can jump away before he alpha strikes you, then you'll be really far away at that point. Clearly, you'll be in a safe spot. But Tristana is an extreme. All AD carries are extremely weak champions in general, versus people like Master Yi and Garen and I mean even Kennen. Kennen's doing tons of damage right now. Anyone who gets on top of you will kill you. That Leona was silly. Diana really needs to share some of these kills too. Her having 9 kills isn't helping the team because she's just getting focused down. So it is worth using your ultimate to steal some kills from your team. This is good. He already alpha struck, so you know you can fight him now. Hit Garen. Don't go after Yi. Don't chase. Hit Garen. Your job is not to assassinate people who are far. Your job is to hit whoever is closest. So let's check out items. We're about 6,000 gold behind right now. You almost have your last whisper. So once you finish that, you'll be a full item behind Caitlyn. So she's still definitely stronger than you, but you're hitting a point where it won't matter as much. Once you finish that last whisper, you'll be in a pretty good spot here. Let's see, junglers. Evelyn is going really hybrid. I'm not a huge fan, personally. Having both a Zanya's and a Blade of the Ruined King. Yi's hitting his really strong late game here. He has 4 completed items, going for 1 more. So you have to avoid him like the plague right now. He will completely like 1-2 shot you. Garen and Gnar. Gnar's pretty fed. He's going extremely tanky as well, which is really good for you guys. Jump on him. Oh, I didn't see you coming. That would have been a bad call on my part. That was an amazing ultimate though. And you should have gone this way and jumped on Leona. Yeah, keep attack walking, because you might have been able to catch up to Garen here. Since you were so far away, I wouldn't have used your jump there. It still is a really long cooldown. I would be hitting Garen, not the turret. This turret's going to heal as well. So if you can't take it, then you're better off hitting the champion, because if you're able to kill Garen, then your team might have been able to turn on to them. That was good for you though. You should have enough. Yeah, you've got plenty of gold to go buy now. So just go back. Have gold in your inventory is gold that's not helping with the team fight. You can beat Caitlyn right now with that last whisper. And with the lifesteal especially. That damage. Wow. Nice. At least you got Baron off of the high priority targets. You have to follow your team. If one person commits for you, you kind of have to make that decisive decision to fight. This is not something you were right about this one here though. Now that Caitlyn showed bottom, it is an okay fight. Don't walk up to her. Oh, no. Remember, always hit the closest person. I know that closest person is going to be Garen, but you're not an assassin. AD carries have to stay really far back, really safe. He still does not have a Thorn Mill. In fact, he has very little armor itself. Okay, he has a good chunk of armor. But nothing, especially now that you have Last Whisper, you can kill Garen. It's not your job to go kill Caitlyn, or Kennen, or Yi. If Yi is close enough, he should be your first target, and then Garen, and then Leona. But it's always going to be whoever is closest. Yeah, but there's been a couple times this game that you've jumped past Garen. Like right here in particular, there's no reason to ignore Garen. He will kill you. Like, he's going a very DPS oriented build right now as well. The only person that I would possibly consider ignoring right now is Leona, because she does have a Thornmail, and she's stacking armor. She's really tanky, and she won't do that much damage to you. You'll probably do more damage to yourself by attacking her. So Tristana is unique, that she'll get the reset and be able to keep going, but you really have to time that reset perfectly. Like, you have to know that the person is going to die without a doubt in your mind, so that you can jump back into another safe position. If not, you just want to sit far back and just hit Garen. Garen has to die just like everyone else. How many LP do you lose? And in all fairness, don't worry about your elo. Don't worry about what rank you're playing at. If you start thinking about things like that, then you'll just end up playing worse in the long run. Jump away. You gotta jump before he does the Alpha Strike, or else the Alpha will keep going through the jump itself. Okay. That's about what I lose. I'm about even right now, but when I was up at Diamond 3, I was losing 30 points and gaining only 15. So it's been getting pretty rough. If you could take away any lesson from this game, though, it's go spend your gold. And I'm sure when you watch this replay, how many times I say you need to go back and go buy something, that extra item, how long it took for you to go back and buy your static shiv, the fact that you didn't go buy your infinity before another team fight when you did have the gold for it, it is game changing. Those items make a huge difference in the team fight itself, and you did have time and opportunities to go back for those items. I know, 2 games now. Yi has to get focused so hard. If he gets ahead, then it's a nightmare. I mean, there's a reason that people play Yi at all elos. I mean, people hate seeing him on their team, against them, whatever it is. But if he starts to snowball, it goes out of control. Alright, 11 is negative 55. 5 is 15. 26. That's 29. Let me go do my push-ups real quick, and I'll talk for a minute more about this. I'm doing sit-ups this game. I like this question. And I'll just do a quick little review over cap. That hurricane did so much. Yeah. As I said, it's not necessarily that you were fighting when you shouldn't have. As I said, if your team starts a fight, it is a team game. You are obligated to help them. There's a difference between your team, like that Nami got caught a lot of times, and you just need to let her die and just move on. But if your team engages a fight, you have to fight as a team, or else your team's going to lose and you'll be by yourself. You can't fight them all like that. But especially later game, early game, you can use your rocket jump really offensively. Try to get that slow onto people and kill them. obviously. Um, as the game progresses, I would say around level 10 or 11 is when I start really second guessing my jumps, when I really have to stop and say, are they going to die? Because if you are not going to kill them, you should not be jumping. You want to save that cooldown so that you can jump away from Garen, so you can jump away from Kennen or Yi, and you just auto attack the closest person. As I said, um, you can do the damage to Garen once he gets low enough. I mean, your team's gonna see that and they're gonna turn on him as well. Oh, I know the early game was ruined by Nami. It hurt AFK under the turret when you had the advantage at level 1. You would have hit level 2 before them because they missed the first creep. Um, and then her just walking out and getting caught like 3 times. And that's one of those things that you can't help no matter what happens. Despite Nami being a bad influence on your lane, you can't help that. You can't fix that next game. But you can fix your own game. If you had gone back to pick up your Shiv, then you would have been able to just farm. You would have been able to shove up the lane and then back off, go get golems, go do something else, and then go back to lane, shove it up real quick. And Nami would be irrelevant at that point. I mean, she could be AFK, she could be mid lane, top lane. All you have to do is get like 2 auto attacks on the creeps, back off, and you'll get most of the creeps out of that. And you can do that under turret even, and clear the entire wave, and you'll get very minimal turret damage because the static shift will clear it so fast. So, I'll when you watch the replay, I'll show you. I try to talk about like where to position a little bit more and just what I would have done differently with Trist. But it's all about staying out of range of everyone. Trist's big advantage is that she outranges literally every single champion in the game once she hits level 18, apart from a few abilities that happen every now and again. Yeah, your build is perfect. Um, the build itself, that's exactly the way I go. If I feel like I'm getting poked out, then I'll get lifesteal sooner. But in the game that you were playing, I do not think you needed a Vamp Scepter sooner. You just had to position yourself a little bit better. But the 3 items Tristana needs to win is the Static Shiv, Infinity Edge, and Last Whisper. Once you get those core items, it really doesn't matter what your last 2 items are. That's when I do get my lifesteal for sure. Obviously, you'll have boots of some kind until you're replacing the item with a Zephyr, but that's very, very end of the game. That build is exactly what I go for 9 out of 10 of my games. Like, I have to be really snowballing hard or doing something ridiculous for me not to have those 3 items as my first items. And as I said, if you're playing against the poke lane, like say you had the Leona and they had the Nami, I would have gotten Vamp Scepter a little bit sooner. I might have even gotten it before the Shiv itself.